Today we're talking about Flutter Mane. It is a Paradox Mon, obviously. It's the second last of Scarlet's Paradox Mons that I have left to talk about. It's also the Ancient Mischievous. We are a Ghost Fairy type, which is a pretty cool typing here. We're not that far off from the regular Ghost typing. We have an extra immunity, so we're immune to Dragon Fighting in Normal. We have a 4 times resistance to Bug. Then we have 2 weaknesses to Ghost and Steel, which is not that far off from regular Ghost typing, as I said. Ghost typing is immune to Fighting and Normal. They have 2 regular resistances to Bug and Poison, and then 2 weaknesses to Dark and Ghost. As far as Flutter Mane goes, it's like Mischievous here. It's very frail on the physical side, but has amazing special stats and speed. Because both Mischievous and Mismagius have that same kind of pattern. Instead of 55 in HP, attack, and defense, they have 60. And then Flutter Mane takes it up even further. Regular Mischievous has 85 in the bottom 3 stats. Mismagius has 105 in the bottom 3 stats. Flutter Mane here, we got base 135. We are fast, we can hit hard, and that's all we really need to do. Also, our special defense is not that bad. So the biggest thing with Flutter Mane here is, what item do you want to run? This is the same question you have to ask about Flutter Mane that you do with Iron Bundle. And Flutter Mane is also only 1 speed point slower than Iron Bundle, so you got to keep that in mind. You can do some pretty similar things with Flutter Mane that you can with Iron Bundle. For example, you can go for, like, say, an Icy Wind and slow your opponent down. You could do that. If you're going up against opposing Iron Bundles, it might not be too bad to have a Focus Sash, and then that way Iron Bundle hits you. You can hit them back with an Icy Wind. If they didn't hit you with Icy Wind to begin with, now you've just slowed them down, and then you can take them out. That's a pretty standard 1v1 situation I was thinking of here. You can run Choice Specs, you could run Life Orb, you could run Focus Sash. Focus Sash and Choice Specs are probably the 2 best items on this thing. Choice Specs just takes that 135 up a next step. And what I was thinking too is maybe with the timid nature here, in set yourself up for your Protosynthesis, you run Torkoal or maybe a Sunny Day user, you get your speed up by activating the Sun and Protosynthesis. You have your Choice Specs to boost your special attack. You can go from there. As far as moves go, I was thinking here we have Moonblast, which is really good fairy coverage. It's a single target 95 fairy move. You could opt for Dazzling Gleam instead, slightly weaker and a spread move, but key point is it's a spread move and it gives you a way of hitting your opponents at the same time. You can go Shadow Ball. Great ghost type stab here. You have a base 80 right here. As I mentioned, you can go for Icy Wind to slow your opponent down. And then you can go Power Gem because, Power Gem does hit Iron Bundle for super effective. And Iron Bundle does not have the best special defense stat. So you could go for the Power Gem here. And this is the reason why I'm filming Flutter Mane literally right after Iron Bundle. We could pick at Iron Bundle's weaknesses now with Flutter Mane. Because, I did play Scarlet first. So anyways, I was thinking as far as Terra type goes, you probably want to go Terra Fairy to take advantage of the fact that you can run either Moonblast or Dazzling Gleam. You'll get double the stab on either of those. Or you could go Terra Ghost to make sure that you're still immune to Fake Out. Go for a boosted Shadow Ball and go from there. Now, the items are really interchangeable, so what I was thinking too is, instead of just having a separate set, these are just some more damaging options, not physical options. We are a special attacker. We don't care about physical options. But hey, here's a means of hitting someone on the physical side with Psyshock. It's a special type move that calculates damage on the physical defense instead of special defense. It's a psychic type move. It's pretty handy because, if you run up against something that is specially defensive, this is Flutter Mane's main way of getting past that, especially if you're running Choice Specs. You can get a little bit of extra damage. Mystical Fire is a great option here because it is a guaranteed drop to the special attack stat by 1 when it hits the target. And if you're running Protosynthesis and Sunny Day, you can also take advantage of the Sun, boost up your fire type damage. Now you're going to hit a little bit harder with that on top of weakening your opponent's special defense. You do get access to Thunder, which is nice. If you have Rain on the field, now you can't miss, and you can do a lot more damage that way. So between those 7 damaging moves, Flutter Mane has a lot to pick from right there, but it's fairly straightforward. You can choose either a Focus Sash to keep yourself alive if you take a hard hit, especially if you take a hard physical priority move, like say maybe a Bullet Punch off a Terra Steel Pokemon or a Technician Scizor. You could live with the Focus Sash, or you go with the choice specs and then just go for as much damage as possible. And then finally, we have some status moves that we can look at too. We have Thunder Wave as a little bit of speed control for the team. You paralyze the target. That's nice. That drops their speed. And then we have also Fake Tears, which is a guaranteed -2 to the opponent's special defense. Maybe you have Flutter Mane and a slightly slower Pokemon next to Flutter Mane. You go for the Fake Tears, and then that next Pokemon goes for the damage. Flutter Mane would also benefit from having a user like, say, Prankster Grimmsnarl, you go for Fake Tears and then hit as well. So you could look into that. Flutter Mane, because it is so fast and does get access to Misty Terrain, could be a fairly reliable terrain setter in that regard too. You could set up Misty Terrain. Now your team can't be statused as well as your opponent's team. If you're using, say, like Terrain Pulse, which I think might be in Scarlet and Violet, it'll turn into Moonblast, which is nice. And the nice thing too is Dragon type attacks actually have their power lowered if they're attacking a grounded Pokemon, which is nice. You can go Perish Song, have some fun with that. Maybe you're running Gothitelle, maybe you're running something, maybe you're running both Screamtail and Flutter Mane, and Screamtail's already gone down. You have Flutter Mane, and then just for the ultimate cheese, you just go for a Perish Song. Actually, I think a Perish Song Flutter Mane just won a tournament recently, but I don't remember for sure. I'll have to look into that. And then finally, we have access to Taunt, which is really, really nice on fast Pokemon, like, say, Flutter Mane and Iron Bundle. You can shut down your opponent's status moves for 3 turns, which is pretty good. Darganackle's on the field. Maybe they want to go for a Recover or an Iron Defense, and you just shut them down immediately and just, like, taunt them out of it. That would be nice. Anyways, guys, that's mainly it for Flutter Mane here. It's going to be a quicker video, just like the Iron Bundle. Maybe this one and the Iron Bundle might come out the same day. I don't know. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the second last of Scarlet's Paradox Mons that I have left to talk about. I've been saving both Roaring Moon and Iron Valiant towards the end of this because they do have a little bit more base stats. And honestly, I think they're the coolest out of both batches, so I kind of wanted to save the best for last. That said, I do love Sandy Shocks, and I did Sandy Shocks like way before this. So anyways, I will see you guys next time with, I guess, Iron Hands, because that'll be the last of Violet's Paradox Mons before Iron Valiant. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you next time, most likely with Iron Hands, unless something drastically changes. Bye-bye.